All right, good to see you from wherever you're watching us tonight. Thanks for joining us on the Tuesday edition of the show. I'm here, me, Adebayo. Well, what was inevitable has become a reality for Manchester United, and they're trying to pick the pieces. Eric Ten Hag is gone. Who will replace him? We'll be talking about all of that, all for you on the show tonight. We will also be talking about the Nigeria Premier Football League. We'll talk about what's happening in Nigeria with regards to the league. Our girls, of course, did us proud as expected in the double header of a friendly. We'll talk about that, the results as well. We'll also look at, of course, yesterday's Ballon d'Or. We look at the winners, conduct a review. Of course, whatever we say will not change what has happened, but of course, there's still a lot in the aftermath, a lot of questions, people asking, and of course, we'll see how all of that pans out. This is a two-man show. My colleague Austin Okona-Akpan is suited and ready, and we will be taking you across the money spinning world of sports.
Father, greetings to you, everyone joining us on the show tonight. Always an action-packed world of sports. Love it or love it. Rodri is the 2024 Ballon d'Or winner. I've heard all sort of conversations come out of that one, but hey, it is what it is. And I've always said it that awards can be, contentious, but in the final shortlist, any of those men can become the winner. And this time around, the voters said they will give it to Rodri. So we just need to accept it the way it is. Manchester United, what a story. We saw it coming. Eric Ten Hag is out. They're looking for a new man. We hear he's going to be Ruben. He's so close to it. Let's see what Manchester United can do with that. Now it's the post-Eric Ten Hag era. Are they going to bounce back? Manchester United become that solid team. Can their fans call them the Red Devils with confidence? Now we'll wait to see how those things will, evolve. So much going on in our world of sports. I'm monitoring what happened in that friendly between Nigeria and Algeria. Shout out to the Super Falcons. They always turn up. They deliver when they need to. So we will be talking about all of these. And you mentioned the Nigeria Premier Football League. What a story. I love it. Conversations coming out of matchday 9 got me pumped up. I love what we're seeing. We've seen the chan list, and I'm super confident with the quality we've seen in the league this season. Team Nigeria and get us talking,
Yeah, should get us talking. All right, we're going to have a robust conversation, but let's start by introducing our guest in the Lagos studio. Kehinde Idris joins us now. A lot to pick from for Kehinde, but first, good evening to you, Kehinde. Thanks for finding time to be with us on the show. And as you're trying to settle in, your immediate reaction to Eric Ten Hag's sack.
A lot of jokes have flown by. It's good to be here, by the way. Wasn't here last week, so it feels good to be back, home. Where some say maybe Manchester United need Eric 20 Hag. 10 couldn't do them, enough good. So they need a 20. And then, we throw some jokes around saying, keep him, let him continue to share the point. But Manchester United is a big club. And I've said it time and time again. I think what Manchester United is failing to understand is the fact that no small coach will fix the problem of Manchester United. They need a big coach to put them in that pedestal of winning, and then they can go for somebody who will stay for the long term. All
right. There's a lot of humor to go around, and there's going to be a lot to make you smile tonight. Let me yield to Austin. He's going to bring in our other guest, and we're going to have a robust conversation on all of these issues. So, Austin, let me quickly yield to you as we continue this conversation in and around what is happening with Manchester United.
So much conversations. We're hearing Ruben Amorim is so close to signing a deal for Manchester United to take over. But you see, all of these are just talks until it is done. Let's welcome Juan. Juan is with Flash.com. Let's get into it quickly. Juan, good to have you join us on Sports Tonight.
Hi, guys. Good evening. It's a pleasure to be back with you to talk about all what is happening here in UK. And, of course, the latest news with the departure of Eric Ten Hag, of course.
Fantastic, Juan. I want to shock you with this question. Mm-hmm. Were you surprised with the sacking of Ten Hag?
Well, I'm not surprised about the sacking of Ten Hag, his departure. I'm more surprised about the timing because, for example, after the international break when Man United drew against Aston Villa away, 0-0, it was a tough week for Manchester United. They lost the previous game at home against Tottenham 3-0. So I think that was maybe the right timing to do it, if there was a right timing to do it, because they were going to have more time to prepare what they needed to do, what they needed to face in the next fixtures, as it has happened. Then they beat Brentford. They drew away against Fenerbahce. They played a really good first half against West Ham United. At the end, they were defeated because they suffered a penalty against them with a lot of discussion here in England, because many people said that it was not a penalty. So surprising as well, because they had Thomas Tuchel and Roberto De Zerbi as the main candidates last summer to get the bench of Man United, and they are not available anymore. So I think it's surprising, but at the same time, it was not the guy from Ineos, from the new ownership in Old Trafford. So they want to bring their own guy to the offices and build from there a new project, I believe.
We'll see how they get on with that. That's one. You mentioned an angle that people aren't talking about. That's contentious penalty that was given to West Ham, put the final hammer on Ten Hag. And I said to people, VAR also contributed to the sacking of Ten Hag.
Yeah, definitely. Because, for example, the game against Tottenham, when Bruno Fernandes was sent off in the first half, Manchester United was losing only 1-0. And then they lost 3-0, and the ban for Bruno Fernandes for the next games was removed, so he could play the next game. So that means that VAR estimated that Bruno Fernandes had to be sent off, but then when the referee is out of the pitch, review after the game that the action, he shouldn't have been sent off. So that was one of the key moments for Ten Hag to be sacked, and the other one related to VAR was this weekend against West Ham with that penalty. But at the same time, Manchester United had more than enough chances in the first half to be ahead for 2 or 3 goals until for halftime. They didn't score any goal, and then they lost the game with that penalty at the end from scored by Jarrod Bowen.
I'll also hand you over to my colleague in Lagos, Juan, but let's talk about Erik Ten Hag and his team management style, his man management style, his personality. Where did it go wrong? You think he was talking too much? Was he distracted?
Well, I think there are many different factors. First of all, the new hierarchy with Omar Berrada, Dan Ashworth, all the new structure built by Ineos, decided to carry on with Ten Hag, and 114 days later he was sacked, which doesn't make a lot of sense. It's true that Manchester United didn't get the results expected. However, they lost against Brighton in the second fixture in the last minute. They had this problem against Tottenham with Bruno Fernandes sent off. Last weekend they had this penalty against them that it wasn't very fair from the popular opinion. But at the same time, Erik Ten Hag developed the young talents like Kobe Mainoo, like Alejandro Garnacho. He got a good point against Aston Villa, who is one of the first teams who is playing Champions League for the English football. They are only 6 points behind Chelsea, and they would play Chelsea this Sunday. So if they would win Chelsea this weekend, they would be 3 points behind. So of course the situation is not ideal, but at the same time now the fixtures were going to be easier for Manchester United after the game against Chelsea. So I don't know. I think Erik Ten Hag, of course, didn't deliver the results he got in the first season, but at the same time he got the League Cup in the first season and he got the FA Cup last season. So nobody can say that he didn't achieve success in his time in Old Trafford, definitely.
I agree.
Interesting angles to look at it. One, I'm going to come to you, but I'm going to ask Kane Idris this, because a lot of people have been saying this, and Erik Ten Hag is gone. Yes. Do you think Manchester United need more than it could? We're going to look at Erik Ten Hag's profile, his record in a bit. But first, other managers have said it. Some players have said it. This structure, this club needs a overhaul. Yeah. So will it take a manager to solve it, or they need more than hiring a manager?
They need more than a manager. But a manager, does a whole lot. A manager is that person that players connect with directly. And one of the biggest problems in any football club is results on the field. Yes, you can talk about some other problems. And like I do say, 70% of what you see as a result on the football pitch had already happened before the football match is played. How you train, the manner of training, the player selection, welfareism, psychological space of these players, the manager, the entire setup, even the fans, how they turn up for the team. Those are things that play out, before a football match, and then on the football field, you see the results, coming together. I think Manchester United needs a total overhaul because, in the words of Ronaldo, a whole lot is not right. But a good manager, is very marquee to the overhaul that they have to do. No matter what you do, if you don't get a good manager to start up and put it on a good pedestal, look at Arsenal with Wenger when they had to build a new stadium and there is no, much funds around. They needed such manager, to pull them through that period, and it really worked for Arsenal. So Manchester United needs something in that mode.
Okay, all right. Kehinde Idris says Manchester United needs something in that mode. Let me just quickly go across to the screen. The man that has just lost his job, the stats, Erik ten Hag, 85 matches played, 44 wins. That's close to 50% there. Draws 14, losses 27. Under his watch, 123 goals and 112 goals conceded. That's the man that has departed, Erik ten Hag. Now, the man who is rumored, the rumor mill is saying might likely take over from Erik ten Hag is the next man we want to look at now, Ruben Amorim. And there you have it. His profile is a two-time Portuguese League winner, three-time Portuguese League Cup winner, two-time Portuguese Manager of the Season, Sporting Lisbon, of course, paid Braga £8.6 million for him in 2020. Similar situation he is in right now. And then, of course, he won 14 Portugal caps as a player. And so, Kehinde Idris, a quick one before we go to Juan and Austin to take us to other aspects of the conversation. Is it a situation of taking the best of the rest, or this is a man who can do the job?
I fear for, Ruben Amorim. Anybody who is close to me, when Erik ten Hag was hired, I said it's not going to work. Not because Erik ten Hag is not a good manager. Trust me, this man can go to another club and blossom. But there is enough pressure in Manchester United. Coming from Ajax to Manchester United is a different ball game. A Manchester United fan every day wants to win. Sports writers, journalists expect Manchester United to be at a certain point every season, at least a top four.
No matter what's happening.
No matter what's happening. I don't care what is Manchester United today.
Okay.
That is the level they put themselves.
All right.
Amorim has never felt such pressure. And I think that is the biggest undoing for Erik ten Hag. Such pressure coming down on you week in, week out. In some cases, in every 3 days. That is why he couldn't manage.
All right. Okay, let me go to Juan quickly and just throw this one at you. Juan, I'm interested in getting your opinion on this. If you look at the history of Manchester United, everyone's going to start talking about Alex Ferguson. He had time. It took him a while before he started getting results. But in modern day football, you're not going to get that time. If you're not going to get that kind of time that it took someone like Sir Alex to get the job done, will any manager, talk about Ruben, will any manager be able to satisfy the aspirations of the fans, of the people around United in a short time, considering the problems they already have?
It's really difficult, definitely. Manchester United has spent plenty of money this summer to buy the right players for Ten Hag because they were starting a new project with the same manager, which is quite strange, but they bought Matthijs de Ligt, they bought Joshua Zirkzee, they bought Nosai Matraoui. They have changed the squad to satisfy the demands of Erik ten Hag. And now Ruben Amorim is going to come in the middle of the season with a squad inherited from a manager that is from another philosophy, from another culture, which is the Dutch culture. So I think it's going to be very tough for him. I think it's going to be very tough. I think if he can achieve the top four, it will be a big success, which I doubt he will do it because the other teams are in a very good level, like Aston Villa, like Chelsea, even teams like Brighton or Tottenham are going to be fighting for these places. And I'm not sure if it's the right decision from Ruben Amorim because we saw that there was interest from West Ham last summer. because even Liverpool had Ruben Amorim in the shortlist. So I think he's taking the opportunities coming in front of him, Amorim. But I am not sure if it's the right timing for it, because we have seen other managers like Thomas Frank, like Scott McKenna, who are in other teams in the Premier League which are in worse position than Manchester United, and they have less reputation. But they want to take the opportunity in the right timing. And Ruben Amorim is playing, I would say, a lot of his reputation into this opportunity, and he will need plenty of things to work in his way. And in the Sporting de Portugal, it's a different structure, because he had Hugo Viana, who is going to be the new sporting director of Manchester City from next season. And he had like a lot of freedom and a very good and close relationship with Hugo Viana, but he's not going to have the same kind of bonding and the same kind of relationship with the structure of Man United. No, the dimension of the club is very different. The demands of the Premier League are very high. Every game is like a battle, like a war. And I am confident that he's going to do well, but I am not that sure that he will be in the top of the Premier League in maybe 2 or 3 seasons, because, as I am saying, the projects like Manchester City, like Arsenal, like Liverpool, and even others like Brighton or even Chelsea are ahead of them, and even Tottenham. So I think it's going to be very, very tough for Ruben Amorim in Old Trafford, definitely.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. And Manchester United are yet to confirm that talks that they're in talks with Sporting for Ruben Amorim. They have said they are ready to pay the 10 million release clause, but we're waiting for them to say, yes, we are on this matter and we want it. And with everything you said, Juan, just one more question before I let you go. Looking closely, is Manchester United making another mistake going for Coach Ruben Amorim?
Well, time will say that. Of course, Ruben Amorim at the moment is one of the most promising managers in Europe. There is no question about that. His successes in the Portuguese football are there. They are fighting in the Champions League to qualify even in the first top 8. They have won 2 Portuguese leagues, and they didn't achieve that in 20 years. They have developed players to the first level, like Mateus Nunes, who is now at Manchester City, Joao Palhinha, who is now at Bayern Munich, Victor Gyökeres, who is a striker who is scoring many goals. So I think he's one of the most promising managers at the moment. But of course, he has not been tested in the first level in the European football, and especially in the Premier League. No, the Premier League, as I said before, is the most the wildest competition, I would say, in the world, because every week is a battle. All the teams have invest a lot of money in their squads, so it's very tough to win every week. And there are many big teams, and even other which are not as big as Liverpool, as Man City, as Arsenal, but they want to be in the same position that Man United wants to be. But they have built already a base, and they have some stability and some consistency in their decision making. And Man United were trying to bet in a project with Ten Hag, and they invested plenty of money, and they have signed contracts with players for the long term. And now Ruben Amorim will want his own players. So I think it's quite messy again. But let's see, because Ineos has got the guy that they want.
We'll wait and see. Swimming rule 101. One, if you're learning to swim, don't go to the deep end. All the best to Ruben Amorim. Thanks so much, Juan, for your time on the show tonight.
Thank you, guys. Have a nice evening. Bye.
That's right. So that's it. Flash Score journalist Juan speaking to us on the show tonight. It's all about Erik Ten Hag. Let's listen to Liverpool manager. He says he expects to see Erik Ten Hag in another big club soon.
He's a Dutch manager, so that makes it even harder for us as Dutch people. Always your first thoughts are with the person. We are all in this job, so we know that it can happen. But if it happens, especially because I know him a little bit and I know how much work he puts into it, and then to get this news for him is, of course, a pity. And but we also know, especially us coming from Holland, how well he did at Ajax and that he won 2 trophies over here. So we will see him, I think, in the near future somewhere at a big club again. But at this moment, it's for him and his family. It's, of course, tragedy is maybe a bit too much to say, but it's a big disappointment.
It's time to talk about the Super Falcons of Nigeria, a team that always makes us proud. Kehinde Idris, before I go to the screen, you're shaking your head. I mean, you were waxing lyrical off camera about the girls. There's nothing left to be said
Nothing.
about these girls. The doubleheader showed class, took Algeria to the cleaners.
That's what they do. And that's why every time it beats me, when they don't get the kind of respect or accolades or encomium that they should be getting, these ladies, it seems like this is the only thing. Yes, you can't have every day good. Even the Brazilian team, when they were Samba boys, they had rough days. This is what the Super Falcons do day in, day out, week in, week out, month in, month out, year in, year out. Is something that should go into the annals of history, well studied, when it comes to women's football in Africa. And I think, like I always say, sometimes the only people who don't give this team respect are those who handle the team, talking about the administrators. The Super Falcons, fantastic, and trust me, a competition comes tomorrow or something, they'll still turn up like the Super Falcons would know. And say, thumbs up to you ladies.
All right, so pictures from today's game, today's friendly, ended 4-1 in favor of the Super Falcons. They ran riot, and you can see another goal for you to savour there. The girls beginning look so easy. They were moving like knife inside butter, really, and that's what it was for the girls. They got the job done. I'm just going to quickly go across the screen. We'll get back to the game just for you to have a confirmation of the result. And you've seen 2 goals already, and you might be tempted to think, oh, did it end 2-0? No, it didn't end 2-0. Ended 4-1 in favor of Nigeria. It's an international friendly played in Lagos, and of course, a very, very entertaining game of football that saw the girls, beat their opponents. But maybe let me just quickly yield and ask Austin this. Some will like pour cold water on this and make light and say, well, it's Algeria. For me, a game is a game, and their opponents, if you didn't do your job, you're going to get beaten. So we came out tops. Is there anything you can take away from this victory to play it down? Is there anything at all?
Nothing. It's a professional game of football. It's one that Coach Justin Magudu can actually take a look at and understand ways that this team can get better. We've seen some returnees coming into the team, to impress. Those are positives that you can take out of it. And people are trying to play it down. Nigerian football fans. Imagine Algeria coming to Lagos to beat the Super Falcons. That's when you will know that they don't care who you are playing. When you're playing in Lagos, particularly that location, you must win. So I don't want to hear anyone come and say, oh, it's because it's Algeria or because it's a friendly game. This is progress. We saw them do their thing in Kenneth 2-0, and then now they made progress again. That's the bright side, because this team has been through so much and they're just trying to, get back into their thing. I was trying to remember her name, Folashade Ijamilosi, coming back into the team. And she's been upset for a long time, and then she got a hat-trick. That's a good one. It tells you that there's quality in this team and that they can all come together and play as a unit, which is very, very important for everybody, particularly the coach and us, the fans, who are saying, oh, what's next for this team now that Coach Randy Wardrum isn't in the mix anymore. So shout out to the Super Falcons. I like this result a lot. I've been looking at it, and I see that this team, they are beginning to get their reading. They're beginning to play as a team, and we don't have those big names that will say, oh, it's because of those names that they did what they did. No, I would have, loved to see them keep a clean sheet. Yeah, I'm that greedy as a Nigerian, but this is a fantastic result. Kehinde Idris, I'm sure you'd agree with me 100%.
I completely agree, especially from the angle of manager. Justin Madubugu coming in. And the first time he had a stint as an interim standing, he performed well in 3 games. Now he's back again. And it seemed like something does not just change. All you need to do is somebody who connects with this team so well. And maybe the biggest cups, the Alcon or, WAFCON, whichever way you want to call it, and the World Cup is what we should now be looking forward to. Trust me, there is nothing to take out. Fantastic. And then change in so many players. Like you said, So many names are in there, but the ones who are there still adorn the jersey honorably and give the same thing that we would see with some other big names. So we can say we have like 2-3 teams of the Super Falcons ready for any game.
Yeah, I think we can all agree on all the things that has been said about the Super Falcons. Was a good performance. Let's take some reactions from that game, possibly listen to the goal scorer and the coach as well. We'll come back to talk some more. It was a good day of football, good day for the Super Falcons, and by extension, good day for Nigeria.
We thank God for the girls and what they've been able to prove. Like you rightly said, we had very few days, very few sessions, but we had to combine both the mental and the psychological aspect, do a lot of lectures even off the field for them to be able to understand exactly how we also want them to play. So we had one-on-one sessions with some of them, we had group discussions with some of them, because we knew we didn't have sufficient time to be able to work on what we really want to do on the field. And that has also helped us a lot, and you can see the way they have translated that, because they really understood the message of how we wanted them to play. Yes, the Federation has also given us the assurance that particularly the girls, the home-based players, from time to time we'll be having some short camps, call them, camp with them for 2 weeks, play some matches at home, and then they go back to play for their clubs. When we have FIFA windows, we will invite the foreign-based players and then with some of the home-based players and try to integrate them into the program that we'll be having in preparation towards the WAFCON next year.
Yeah, firstly, I want to say thank God for the opportunity, and also for my coach who gave me the privilege to be on the pitch, and I feel so good. Yeah, all thanks to my teammates too, who made it easier for me. Yeah, before I was called up, this is what I really wanted for myself, right from the under-17, to play with the Super Falcons. Yeah. And I'm so excited when I was called. And my first goal, I did not believe it. I didn't believe I would score. But going on, I see myself scoring second goal and also the third goal. I'm so happy. I think we played as if we are playing from, we've been playing together, yes, and I was not privileged to play with her and the club side, but I'm so grateful for playing for the game today.
All right, of course the usual suspects there, Coach Justin Madugu, and of course goals hat-trick hero there. You listen to Flash Jam Lucy speaking there after scoring 3 goals. So it was a good day. I mean, we're out of adjectives to describe what these ladies, what they mean to us. And like Kenny Idris, I joined my voice. They should get the recognition they deserve. And some of the plans that the coach talked about, he should get the support that he needs. All right, so let's move on now. We'll come home. Talk about the guys now. Nigeria Premier Football League, Week 8 matches, the results. I'll go across now, take a look at it. And of course, look at the results. Look at the table, the implication of the results. So some interesting results here. Kwara United and Rangers International. It wasn't one all draw. Handed a share of spoils for both teams. Lobby Stars defeated Bayelsa United 2-1. And of course, the Aba Elephants, Eyimba, defeated the New Boys, Ikorodu City 2-1. Nazem Lions, we're talking about Heartland here, defeated Remo Stars by a lone goal. And then you have Nasarawa United beating Kano Pillars by a lone goal. So there's some unpleasant stories from that game. We'll talk about that in a bit. Then, of course, some other results. Plateau United defeated the Akure Gunners, Sunshine Stars 3-0. Rivers United played a 1-1 draw with Hell Kanemi, halting the progress they've been making of late. Then, of course, some in Ibadan will say Hawk Shooting, but Shooting Stars here defeating Akwa United, defeated Promise Keepers 2-1. Then, of course, Bendel Insurance losing at home by a long goal to Abia Warriors. Then, of course, the last game we're going to be talking about, Casino United and Niger Tornadoes playing out a 1-1 draw. All right, because of these results, let's look at the situation with the tables. Top and bottom so that we don't go back to it. Let's just quickly look at the table. There you have it. Top 4. Rivers United, imagine what could have happened if they had won that game that they drew. They're on 9 points. They've played 9 matches, 21 points, a goal difference of +9. Remo Stars follows closely, 18 points, a goal difference of +6. The Aba Elephants talking about Ehimba in the top position, 9 matches, 17 points, goal difference of +5. Then you have Plateau United. Of course, same number of matches, they have 14 points. And of course, goal difference of +3. Now, the bracket you don't want your team to be. Early days yet, you could say, but sometimes if you stay too long here, you know what's going to happen. There you have it. Lobby Stars propping up from the area. Of course, 9 matches, they have 9 points, goal difference of -5. But Bayelsa United, 9 points, goal difference of -6. Korodu City, 8 points, -2. Aqua United, same old story with Aqua United. I mean, for their fans, heartbreak last season, narrowly escaped. They don't want to be seeing this, but there you have it. That's what is happening. Aqua United, of course, sitting pretty at the bottom. Sitting pretty at the bottom. Kaide Idris, quick, your reaction quickly.
Are you spitey? How can you sit at the bottom? You'll be pretty.
Sitting pretty at the bottom.
Aqua United, I don't know, but if what we've seen in recent season is anything to go by, Aqua United will still propel out of this place. They always have very,
you will expect them to do.
Ikorodu City, I'm worried. Is it at the time to lose another Lagos club? But they are not pulling their weight, and I think it's a worry. I'm not saying you should do things outside of normal, but home, that is your home, should be a fortress. You should get, all the 3 points you can for Bayelsa. What can I say? Lobby, that's another side that I do not understand. But I must say, huge kudos to the team led by our own Finidi George. Rivers United still no loss this season. Yes, you can say it's early days, but there are times you give flowers, not minding what position or what time it is. And I think they are playing some good football while getting some very fantastic results. Yemi, you mentioned, if they had won, how many points would they have opened up, at the top. But they are doing pretty well. And I love the fact that I might juxtapose this to some other issues. Finidi George has turned around the narrative about him, after the whole Super Eagles issue. Now we're talking about Finidi George doing another great thing with another great club in the NPFL. We saw him with Eyimba, now with Rivers United, and the question of whether he's a good coach or a bad coach is rested. This man is doing well and love it. But the war continues. Remo Stars is in there, Eyimba is in there, and this is what you want to get. Where top 4, top 5, top 6, it's a proper fight up until the finish. And we're loving it.
We're loving it. All right. Austin will definitely have something to say. Maybe he's going to start with the promise keepers. I don't know. But Austin, sum up the weekend, the results, what you've seen before we use the remaining time for the Ballon d'Or. But your take on matchday 8.
Matchday 9, really got us talking, And what a story. I think you guys have done a good job, analyzing Aqua United. Let's quickly talk about the game that we're seeing now. I think Remo Stars did just enough to win that game, and it was so good for them to get back to winning ways. Remo Stars losing that one goal by a single goal to Heartland. I had matchday 8 on my mind where they won by a single goal. And then they went on to lose this one 1-0 to Heartland. Important results for Coach Amunike and his team. I think that's about their second win of the season, and that did good enough for them to, get their season going. But let me quickly talk about El Kanemi Warriors. After 9 matches, El Kanemi Warriors, they are still unbeaten. They played 1-1 with Rivers United. And as you mentioned, imagine Rivers United winning that game. El Kanemi Warriors in 9 matches, they have drawn 7 and they've won 2. And those 2 wins were away from home. So that's a team we should look closely. Before the league started, they were, I think, on a 11 or 12 winless run. And then got so much lessons. Some of their key players are part of the WAFU B, and they're not there with the team. And they are still going strong against the Rivers United team that is on fire, that was coming from an away win at Niger Tornadoes in Minna. You'd expect them to fumble against Rivers United. but they showed character, and that game ended 1-1. Shout out to El Kanemi Warriors. Yeah. Yes, Rivers United still on top, but El Kanemi Warriors deserve our mention. Abia Warriors, they are my team for matchday 9. Going to Bendel Insurance to do what they did. I watched highlights of that game. Bendel Insurance pushed, did everything that they could, but Coach Imama and his team said, no, we are not leaving Benin without maximum points. And they did just that and got the win. So the NPFL really getting us talking, and it's gradually going out of those early days talk. So for teams like Aqua United, Lobby Stars, Ikorodu City, they need to start winning now, because at I know days are coming.
Yeah, I like the way he landed that. I wish I did this. I wish I did that. All right, we're going to spend the few minutes we have left on the show to talk about Ballon d'Or, the awards yesterday. We'll do our best to stay away from controversy, but then some of the people who were expecting Vinicius Jr. to win will not agree with some of the things that we might say. All right, the winners. All right, not the ones some people were expecting. But let's start with the winners. Kylian Mbappe, he won the Jed Muller Trophy. Your Harry Kane also appeared to win that award. It's given to both of them, Jed Muller Trophy. Jenny Emoso, you remember her, all right? This time, something very pleasant. The Socrates Award. Aitana Bonmati, the Ballon d'Or winner for the ladies. Lamine Yamal, I mean, there's nothing left to say about the youngster won the Copa Trophy. Then Rodri. We didn't see this coming.
Yeah.
I must be honest. Does he deserve it? Am I allowed to say my opinion? I think so, yes. Did I expect him to win? No. I would have picked Vinicius Jr. even in my dreams. All right? But let me go to Kehinde Idris and get his thoughts. Yeah. Someone even said, well, maybe if he had won the Copa America with Brazil, maybe it would have been difficult to pick Rodri ahead of him. You know, at some point, we weren't even talking about Rodri. It was either him or Bellingham, maybe Kylian Mbappe with a little bit, but it was between the two.
Yeah.
But we all started changing our minds after the Euros.
Yeah.
And the stats were always in favor of Rodri.
Yeah, they were always. Although I had my pick from day one, it was Lautaro Martinez all the way. Individual award, team award. I think Lautaro, crossed every T, dotted every I.
Lautaro Martinez?
Yes, Lautaro.
Inter and Argentina?
Yes. Highest goal scorer at the Copa America, won the Copa America. Highest goal scorer at the Serie A, won the Serie A. Also, the best player in the Serie A. This man really spotted a lot. Because I think at the end of the day, individual award, firstly, what you did individually should be considered before what your team achieved. And I think that's what so many players had done, had achieved with over time. What the team had done. If you're calling
Idris, you're going in the direction I didn't want us to go.
Okay.
But first, let's complete our list. Let's just complete our list. Then I'll get back to Kehinde Idris. Then we yield the floor to Austin. And he has made a good case for Lautaro Martinez. All the things he said, but of course, our voice doesn't count anyway. All right. So, Club of the Year, no arguments. Real Madrid.
Yeah.
Every day, all day, every day.
Yeah.
Yashin Trophy. I mean, best goalkeeper, winning it back-to-back. The man they call Dibu, Emiliano Martinez, Argentina goalkeeper, Aston Villa goalkeeper. Then you have Women's Club of the Year, FC Barcelona Femini, of course, no arguments there as well. Women's Coach of the Year, Emma Hayes. And Men's Coach of the Year, I mean...
Don Carlo.
There's nothing else. It's Don Carlo. Like Kehinde said, Carlo Ancelotti, the manager of Real Madrid. Well, let's shift gears now. Yeah. Real Madrid, the rumor mill is that they feel disrespected and they show up.
Yeah, and they didn't show up. And I feel, it's a bit of disrespect on the award. But can
we say that's unsportsmanlike?
It's so unsportsmanlike. I feel on the night, Real Madrid won.
All the nominees, everybody.
All waiting to hear what would happen.
Yes. But it does appear some have heard who's going to win. And that determines whether they come or not.
And Real Madrid had other winners. Club of the Year, Coach of the Year, Best Player in the Serie A. All waiting to hear what would happen.
Yes.
And Real Madrid had other winners. Club of the Year, Coach of the Year, Best Player in the Serie A. All waiting to hear what would happen. because of a man won't win his own category, others couldn't make their award. I think that was a bit, but everybody have got their opinion, and there is nobody who is policing you to do this or do that when it comes to attending, such.
Right.
But I think so many of these awards well deserved. For me, Rodri, reason why I'm so happy that somebody like Rodri is winning, just like the way Luka Modric. I said it while Ronaldo, Messi were at it. Yes, fantastic numbers, but if we look deeper, midfielders and defenders would not score as much as the front line.
It shouldn't
guys.
be about goals.
It shouldn't be about goals.
Other people should get mentions.
Fantastic. I think Rodri, is so. But Emiliano Martinez is my biggest winner on the night.
All right, the man called Dibu. Yeah. All right, let's listen to Austin and hear his own thoughts. And of course, Pep Guardiola has been speaking as well. Also, will make us listen to him. But then, your thoughts. I'm very sure you're not going to tell me you expected Rodri to win.
Yeah, because I indeed expected Rodri to win. Look, everybody just comes and just talk and make this thing look that football is tied around scoring goals. This man called Rodri played 63 matches in the 2023-2024 season and lost just one game.
Yes.
And that's the FA Cup final to Manchester United. When he's not playing, Manchester isn't winning. When he's not playing, Spain isn't winning. That is a top player. Rodri has bossed and redefined the holding midfield role, which is the most important role in football. This man doesn't just do that role with work rate. He does it with dedication, with finesse. He leads, executes attack. That's what makes Spain solid. Everyone's just talking about Vinicius because it's flashy and plays for Real Madrid. What was Vinicius at Copa America? What was Brazil at Copa America? Oh, wait, they'll say now, did Rodri win the UEFA Champions League? He didn't. Manchester City crashed out in the quarterfinals. But he went to the Euros and did not just shine, he was the MVP.
Yeah.
Yes. So Champions League, Euros cancels each other. What was Vinicius? Where was Vinicius? Editorial staff from Le Equipe, from top media houses in France, vote for this Ballon d'Or. This Ballon d'Or that everyone is crying and talking about now, that why is it Rodri? So these are our colleagues that know the game of football. Yes, a bit of sentiment will come into it. Yeah. But hey, Rodri is the Ballon d'Or winner for 2024, and there's nothing anyone can do about it. Right. Is he a top player? Fantastic, 100%. Does he deserve to win it? Oh, yes, he does, and that's why he's the winner. That's where my curtain falls on tonight's edition of the show. In London, I'm Austin Okonakpan. In everything you do, remember, keep talking sports. Bye for now.
Yeah. I was thinking he wasn't going to stop because we're out of time. But anyway, he did the right thing. All right. It's a wrap here in Lagos as well. But first, I want to thank K.D. Idris for his time on the show. And we'll let the debates continue when we're out of the studio.
Falcons, thank you so much.
All right. That's the show today. We're going to leave you with pictures from Major League Football, Major League Baseball, the World Series currently going on. Enjoy it. Enjoy the rest of your day. We'll be back again tomorrow. I'm Yemi Adebayo. Bye-bye now.